Today we're going to decide whose group is the best of debaters at 2014. I'd like to say thank you very much to the audience for your coming today. Honorable for the judges who worked very hard to deciding the winner of the battle. Let me introduce the judges. From the left side is Miss Annie from 2010, and then in the middle is Mr. Yamun, and then in the right side is Miss Buddha. And now it's time for the battle. Give applause. Thanks for the attention. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce the two teams that shown the best performance at qualifying round. From the winner of Group A is Timothy's team as a primitive team. Acting as the first speaker is Timothy's scale. Second speaker is Ed.tim.stev.riz.mil.nov. Third speaker is Martina Emiliana. And the player speech is Timothy's scale. That will be battle with the winner of Group B is Rizky's team. Acting as the first speaker is Rizky Ibril. Second speaker is Stefanus Yasukan. The third speaker is Novianita Dwi Saputi. So what our motion today is, this house wants English should be the second language in Indonesia. Then I'm going to explain you the rules of debate. When the speaker speaks 1 minute, I will knock once. It means that POI is allowed. When the speaker speaks 4 minutes, I will knock twice. It means that POI is not allowed anymore. When the speaker speaks 4 minutes and 21 seconds, I will knock continuously. It means that time is over. And the player speech will be given 2 minutes and 21 seconds. Well, ladies and gentlemen, before the battle begins, may the debaters please give a shake hand to the opponent teams. And now, I would like to call the first speakers of affirmative team. The time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. and the speaker, ladies and gentlemen. It is our delight that today we can stand here as the affirmative team of the House to deliver the motion of debate today. This House believes that English should be the second language in Indonesia. Now let me define what the meaning of this motion, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, this House here means our government, Indonesia government, believes that Indonesia has to take English, the international language, to become the second language. You know what is the second language? Well, the second language is any language is learned in additional to one's mother tongue. Why? Because it is very important to compete in globalization era. Ladies and gentlemen, it is commonly known that English has become the work language, right? Because of what? Because yes, it is already become the most prevalent language among the more powerful countries in the world. If everyone in Indonesia can speak English, it would make interaction amongst the other countries a lot more easier. Well, you must have known that our country, Indonesia, have many tourism spots such as Bali, ladies and gentlemen. There are many visitors in Bali, come from many different countries, and just few of them can speak Indonesian language, ladies and gentlemen. So of course, Bali people have to study English, ladies and gentlemen. For what? What for? Of course, to be able to communicate with them. How if we don't know English, and how to communicate with the tourists who come from abroad, ladies and gentlemen. Well, and guess what? If we Indonesian people can serve the foreign people with hospitality using English, the name of Indonesia will be raised up in the world point of view. Thus, ladies and gentlemen, we as the affirmative team of the House ask to the government that English should be the second language in Indonesia because it will make our country become better and bring many benefits for us. As the first speaker of affirmative team, I would like to deliver about how actually make English to be the second language in Indonesia is justifiable to be applied. Meanwhile, my second speaker will talk on how actually the impact future of having English as the second language in our country. Now I come on how actually making English to be the second language in Indonesia is justifiable. Well, the existence of English as an international language of business and diplomacy and is spoken in over 100 countries has brought many benefits for us, ladies and gentlemen. The plan of making English become our second language is supported by the expert of University of Edinburgh Business School, who states more than 1.5 billion people already speak English and 1 billion are learning it. If you study English as a second language, you will be able to work around the world, improve your career prospect, communicate confidently with people from many different countries, and learn much from books. Books who actually there are many books which is written in English, right? And internet also, ladies and gentlemen. Well, so what about children? If you would like to say that making English as a second language in Indonesia will bring burden to the children, please think about it. Why? Because based on the research in University of California, Los Angeles state that area of the brain which set the language skill seems to experience the most rapid development when the child was still 6 until 13 years old. Thus, biologically, be a great time to learn a foreign language, ladies and gentlemen. The other research showed similar results as was done by Corny and Nori that stage children who learn more than one language have more ability in episodic memory tasks. These two researches show that bilingualism will not influence the language or the linguistic of the children themselves. So, after all, we are as the affirmative team still strongly believe and support the government decision in making English to be the second language in Indonesia because it will bring many good impact for Indonesia people and bring better development for our country. Thank you.
Thank you for the first speakers of affirmative team. Spend 5 minutes and 40 seconds. And now I'd like to call the first speakers of negative team. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen, our adjudicators, and our lead collector, Mr. Yamun, and audience. Our motion today is English shall be the second language in Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the first speaker of negative team here. Would like to expose both the positive side that English shall be the second language in Indonesia. Yes, but more than it, also make if English language be the second language in Indonesia, it will be make Indonesian people forget about their language, Indonesian language. We can imagine that if English will be the second, if English will be the second language, it means that from basic until the up education will focus on English. So you can imagine, well, how about our language itself? Indonesian language. And you have to think how about mother language. If English should be second language, many people forget about their language, their own language. So they lost their existence. They lost their nationalism sense. So, ladies and gentlemen, we as the negative team disagree if English should be the second language, because it does make Indonesian language existence become faded. To support our stance, let me tell you our point of view of English should not be the second language in Indonesia. We classify the reason in some perspective. The one perspective may make our nationalism sense become faded, and step by step become lost. And then the second point, the existence of our country is taken away by make Indonesian language lost. The third language is the identity of our nation. As the first speaker, I would like to explain about our argument of the first perspective, and the other will be elaborated by my second speaker. But before I come to my argument, I will give the rebuttal statement to the first speaker of positive of the house here. Ladies and gentlemen, the first speaker of the affirmative of the house say that the English for the English be the second language in Indonesia will make our country be strong and be better. Be better and be strong in both sides. We know that in the fact, no fact that proof use English will make our country change perspective. Prosperity, kesejahteraan. That's no fact in the world. So now I come to my argument of first perspective. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we know that something that was created by our country have to keep. We just create it and then we just make it faded. It means that we as the civil society and the people of the country never appreciate. Well, we can claim that we have not nationalism sense. The same things, if English should be second language in Indonesia, English become exist, and then after sight Indonesian become faded, and step by step will be lost. That is our argument. That is my argument that English should not become a second language in Indonesia. So from argument and replay of the positive rebut, we are the negative team sure that English should not become a second language in Indonesia, because we'll make existence of Indonesian language and mother language become lost. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the first speaker of negative team. Spend 5 minutes and 7 seconds. And then I'd like to call the second speaker of affirmative team. Time is yours.
Okay, good morning, Mrs. and Mr. Speakers, ladies and gentlemen. I'm as the second speaker from the affirmative of the House. We'll talk to you about the future implication about our topic today is English should be second language in Indonesia. First of all, before I talk my argument, I would like to rebut some argument from the negative team. The negative team has been told that make English, if English should be second language in our country, it can make our nationalism stance become lost. How can you talk about that? Because our nationalism not received from the language means that nationalism here is scribed pengorbanan, scribed for your country. Sacrifice. So the point here is, if we want to be better, we have to change something. If bring good impact for us, because there is no correlation with language and sacrifice. It seems the negative of the house doesn't understand this motion today. So now I come to my argument here, ladies and gentlemen. We should understand that if English will be the second language in Indonesian, it can bring good effect for us. Because why? Because as we know, in this present time, English is international language. We talk about the fact every product in our country, just like electronic or detergent and others and many others product something like that, using English language. So means that a lot of people in our country has been know about English itself. It can bring good impact for us because we will learn about the other language. Not only English as international language, but here we can get the other advantage. My team believes that English language is important for us to communicate with other people other people from other country who are come in our country. Just like my first speaker has been told that in Bali, especially in Bali, a lot of people in other country come there, but just few people can communicate with them. So if English should be second language in our country, it can bring impact. It can bring good impact for us. It is the simple example for us that English language should be second language in Indonesia. I mean in Indonesia. So my team strongly believe that it can make our people more intelligent about English language. Furthermore, English language is so important, and my team here strongly agree if English should be the second language in Indonesia. Why? Because here I want all of us here realize that in this modern era, many jobs require English skill. As you know, we talk about the fact a lot of companies in our country, when they recruit a new employee, as the regulation, they must speak English well. It's so clear that English language bring good impact for us. Not only mastering not only mastering English language to find a job, but we must realize that at the other advantage to increase Indonesian people be intelligent. So the last statement, ladies and gentlemen, the last statement here is, if we really want to English language to be the second language in Indonesia, we should apply this policy because it will bring good impact for us. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the second speaker of affirmative team. Spend 4 minutes and 35 seconds. And then I'd like to call the second speaker of negative team. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you for our question today. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am as the second speaker from the negative team of the House. Firstly, I want to rebut about the statement from the affirmative team, the second speaker from the affirmative team of the House. According to statement, the affirmative team, I get the point, change some things, and I get change something from our initial state like that. Indonesian, right? Indonesian language will change with foreign language. And I get the point here. Will if we the change something of the Indonesian language with foreign language, it will give a negative effect. Before I explain about future impact if we use English to be second language in our country, in Indonesia especially. The negative effect here is Indonesian students and children in Indonesia will underestimate the Indonesian language like that if we apply English to be a second language in Indonesia. The second negative effect here is Indonesian forget with Indonesian language to be a unit people in Indonesia. And the three is Indonesian will lose nationalism sense, like the first speaker from the negative team, from my team, like that, lost nationalism sense, and we must lost our own culture. So we must proud with our language here. And then I am as the second speaker will explain about future implication with if we are apply English to be a second language in Indonesia. The first is we are as Indonesian people we lost the initial state. Thank you very much. Yes, Indonesian lost for initial state because Indonesian as be identity for us. Indonesian is as a unite. And the second, why we must depend Indonesian as be a second language in Indonesia? Because more than 10 countries learning Indonesian language. For example, Australia, Japan, Vietnam, and Egypt. So we must proud with Indonesian language without adoption the foreign language in Indonesia. And then in the third is more important. Why more important? Because on the signed December 2007 in the Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh City government declaration Indonesian language as a second language in their city, in their country, in Vietnam, right? Indonesian, right? As a second language in the other country. Why we are Indonesian not proud with our language? So we can use English to follow globalization era without a place. English should be the second language. We are still have nationalism. Yeah. We are still have initial state. We are why Vietnam would say that why Indonesia apply as a foreign language to be a second language, and we are as a Vietnam people use Indonesian language as a second language in their country. Thank you.
Thank you for the second speaker of negative team. Spend 3 minutes and 32 seconds. Next, I'd like to call the third speaker of affirmative team. Time is yours.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as the third speaker from the positive team of the House, I will give the rebuttal statement for the opponent team. The first speaker from the opponent team said that Indonesian language is still hard to apply in Indonesia, right? Ladies and gentlemen, government here should strengthen about the Indonesian language in Indonesian education more creative and more innovative. So we are not only just learning about Indonesia, but we can master the English language, but more like Indonesian language. I mean, like we can speak English like Indonesian language. And the second is Indonesia will lose their identity. Ladies and gentlemen, we will not lose identity, but we can exchange our culture to the other country if we able to mastering the English language. For example, here we can make the English website for mass gens in Malang, ladies and gentlemen. And the second speaker here said that German using the Indonesian language for the second language. But of course, German using the Indonesian language because German from Europe. So German here, they know about English language. So German will using the other language to their second language, ladies and gentlemen. And secondly, I will strengthen my theme argument. English is international language, ladies and gentlemen. English, we can compete in terms of positive across the field and see what is happening to other countries. We can compete widely and we can exchange our knowledge and culture. And second is many jobs require English skill. Because we know that in fact many foreign companies in Indonesia, and if we are able to using English as a second language, we can reduce the jobless in Indonesia. And the third is to increase intelligence of the Indonesian people. The Indonesian people here in the remote area in Indonesia will able to speaking English to the foreign language. So for example, like they can use the internet, so they also can be decided by a foreign language who come to Indonesia with the attention to taking or selling their land or their house. And next, I will show you the opponent team failed to explain why we cannot using English as the second language in Indonesia. Because imagine that if the Indonesian people can mastering the foreign language, not only for English, but also for German, Chinese, Arabic, and others, it will give the positive contribution to the development, to develop of personality our people in this country. And we can building society in general. Ladies and gentlemen, so my question here, where is the mistake to use English as a second language? Ladies and gentlemen, we can conclude that English should be the second language in Indonesia. So in this case, we are the positive team believe that Indonesia can use English as the second language. Thank you.
Thank you for the third speaker of affirmative teams. 10, 3 minutes, and 58 seconds. And now I'd like to call the third speaker of negative team. Time is yours.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. News Speaker. Here, affirmative team comes up here and try to convince us that the English should be second language in Indonesia. Here we are from the negative team of this house want the English should be a second language in Indonesia, going to prove you on how actually English should not be a second language because of some reason. And well, ladies and gentlemen, I am as the third speaker will rebut some arguments from the opponent team and then strengthen my team arguments. Well, before that, ladies and gentlemen, I will rebut some arguments from the first speaker and the second speaker of the opponent team. Well, the first speaker of the opponent team stated English will give the people in Indonesia easy to interaction with each other, and then it will able communicate with the tourists. Here, I will say that English is not the important to give the perspective, and there is no proof that if we know English, we can perspective in our life, we can get the welfare. I will give the proof here. For example, in Japan, they don't make English as their second language, but they are successful in their economic sector. Their product is famous in ball of the ball. And then the second speaker of the opponent team say that English, we can change something. But what do you mean by that? Change something with use English. And as we know, if we use English continuously, the function of each language will lose our initial state. That's it, Indonesian language. Then about the second speaker say that English will make the communicate able with the tourists in Bali. Our group believes that English is not the main point here. The people in Bali just know about the English, but they just know about the English without use the English as the second language. And we know that our government never make English as the second language. And about you say that jobless. If we can create our own job, I think jobless is never held in our country. Then about the children effect here, I think that in children effect here, I believe that it will give the stress, depressed with the children, because we know that here the ability of the children is the ability of the children can get can give the depressed for them. Then I will strengthen my team argument here. The first speaker of my team say that if we use English as the second language here, so our national sense will lose. Then we must keep our existence of initial state. That's it, Indonesian language. So I want to say once again, why English be international language? Because the people keep existence of their language, and we know that. So we are, as the Indonesian, must keep our own language, not the other language. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. For the third speaker of negative team, spend 5 minutes and 4 seconds. And now I'd like to call the replier speech of affirmative team. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you for the time given. Okay, now I come up with the result of our discussion just now. Here I bring to classes the first whether or not this policy is urgent to apply in our country. Well, the negative team said that people will lose their mother tongue. So they forgot that mother tongue can be kept by our Indonesian government by having Indonesian subject from elementary school until high school. And the secondly, depressed. The negative team said that it will make our people become depressed. Why? So they fail to understand what our first speaker said, that learning foreign language to be the second language is very good. It will never influence your linguistics. Okay, secondly, whether or not this policy is justifiable to apply in our country. The negative team said that we will lose identity. So they fail to know that the function of English itself here, that English can be a media to introduce Indonesian culture to other for us. So, because my team has already tackled down all of the statements from the negative team, we can conclude that our team has the upper hand of this motion today, and the last I say that we as the affirmative team of the House deserve to be the winner. Thank you.
Thank you for the reply speech of affirmative team. Spend 1 minute and 55 seconds. And now I'd like to call the last speaker. The reply speech of negative team. Time is yours.
Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the reply speech come up here to expose the result of our debate today. The affirmative come up here with the statement that English should be the English should be the second language, with the reason because English with use English language our country become better. But they never think about our national identity. What I said here, the affirmative say that media, English will be the media of our country, media to speak with other country. But yes, we can study English, but we never make English be the second speaker as second language because of both. Because if the language be the second speaker, second language, so